Hello and welcome along to the Etihad. Good evening for the first in-game live from the Etihad. And this really is, although it might be a bit early in the day to say it, that I think this could well be a title-defining game of the season. It's the biggest game of the season so far. The 3rd of January could be a pivotal moment in the destiny of the Premier League title race. Come what may, we'll find out whoever wins this game. If City win it tonight against Liverpool, then it's game on again. Lose to Liverpool, then you can't see Liverpool messing up from there. It's going to be a fantastic game. They've finished their warm-ups and we're all now set and almost ready to go here. The atmosphere, you could cut it with a knife here. We're just awaiting the arrival of the teams, but we've got about 8 minutes to kick off, and the atmosphere, I can tell you, is building. Liverpool fans are making their presence felt as well. It's a marvellous occasion. And don't forget, folks, you can use the chat facility tonight. Our final Premier League offering before it's cup ties all the way over the weekend. And we hope to bring you 3 live ones over the course of Saturday. And, of course, a couple more on Sunday as well. Chaz B says, what a result for the Clarets yesterday. Fantastic results, and you heard it on the JB Claret YouTube channel. And don't forget, we've got a Facebook companion page now where you can now listen. If you missed the live matches, you can now, if you like the actual Facebook page, you can now actually listen to 6-minute snippets played along with some music. Don't forget to check that out. Last night's highlights played to some Malvern Soul music, and it's available now at this particular page, www.facebook.com/JB Claret. But live here on the JB Claret YouTube channel, we are waiting a massive match, the biggest match arguably of the season. That's the table, 54 points to 48, so a 6-point gap in for Liverpool. The gap though could be close to 3 if City win, and the title race very, very much on. And what a game it promises to be here. 5 minutes almost to go before the start of the kickoff, and the Etihad now building up into an absolute crescendo here. And it should be fantastic. So with 5 minutes to go, we're just going to take a quick break for 5 minutes, but we'll be back well in time to give you the team lineups and the kickoff. Welcome back to the Etihad, where we rejoin you straight away. The team's about to come out of the tunnel. 3 minutes to go before the start of the game, and the atmosphere, it's unbelievable. This clearly the biggest game of the season so far. It's Manchester City against Liverpool. So I hope you finished your tea and your food, or sit back and have your tea and listen along to this big match here at the Etihad Stadium, because this is going to be some 90 minutes in prospect, I promise you. Let's take a check on the two lineups very quickly before the start of the game. Manchester City's 11 is as follows. So Edison will play in goal. Back four tonight of Laporte, Stones, Company, the captain, and Danilo. Then it's Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho, and David Silva in midfield. And then a front three of Sergio Aguero, Raheem Sterling, and Leroy Sané. On the bench for City, Muric, Walker, Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, Nicolas Otamendi, and Gabriel Jesus. That's the Manchester City side. Liverpool line up as follows. It's Alisson in goal for them. Then a back four of Alexander Arnold, Dejan Lovren, Virgil van Dijk, and Andy Robertson. Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson, and James Milner, the three men in midfield. Henderson captain in the Liverpool side. Salah, Firmino, and Mane up front. They all scored goals in the recent win over Arsenal. On the bench for Liverpool, Simon Mignolet, Fabinho, Nabil Keita, Danny Sturridge, Alberto Moreno, and Shaqiri. The referee tonight is from Winton, interestingly enough, as Anthony Taylor, but we can confirm that he's neither a City or Manchester United fan. So Liverpool fans, you need not worry. As Chaz B goes on and says, we need to beat Barnsley for a decent cut run. Well, that's in the future, Chaz. Let's not worry about that night now, because we've got a big game here as the teams prepare to get us underway. Marvellous occasion, the Premier League, always a great thing. The FA Cup to come at the weekend, but tonight it's the final Premier League game for something like 9 or 10 days. And this really is a nice way to end our festive coverage on the JB Cleric YouTube channel on the festive fixtures, as they toss the coin here. And Vincent Kompany and Jordan Henderson shake hands. Liverpool, remember, unbeaten all season in the Premier League. They're putting this unbeaten record on the line, and it's going to be a massive test for Liverpool here at the Etihad. But I think the way they've played in big games this season, they will not be fazed by that. They've taken points off all the top 5 or 6 teams, so they won't be fazed by what Manchester City might have to throw at them. Well, if Jurgen Klopp's sampling any nerves down below me on the bench, then he's not showing them. Pep is fidgeting about. He's got the neck warmers on. It's a very, very cold evening, as it usually is in this part of the world, Manchester. So Liverpool in the red, Manchester City in sky blue. Are we all set? This game, this big crucial game, the biggest game in the league season so far, is about to get underway. James Milner to get us up and running then. This really is a real up and at him now as Liverpool kick off, attacking the goal to our left, City to the right hand side. And here is Sané losing his balance there, losing his footing, and the ball straight out of play for a City throw down on the near side just below me. And it's a throw to be taken by Danilo, just a couple yards short of the halfway line. And he takes the throw. Might have nicked a few yards actually there. And City playing in the sky blue shirts and white shorts and blue stockings. Liverpool all in red. The final Premier League game before the FA Cup takes over for the next few days, and the League Cup as well. Cup tie football, the order of the next week or so. Manchester City involved in those 2 games. Of course, they've got to play on Sunday at the Etihad. Liverpool play on Monday night against Wolves in the FA Cup. Already out of the League Cup with their only defeat domestically. This is Danilo now going forward for Manchester City. Liverpool against the champions. They're the league leaders and pretenders to City's crown. City's last 5 games, lost, won, lost, and won. Liverpool last 5 games, won the lot. and beat Arsenal 5-1 in their last game. City, for the record, were very fortunate to go away with 3 points from Southampton. It could have gone against City that game if Southampton did have a clear penalty which was turned down. From a Burnley point of view, I'm glad it wasn't, but from a neutral point of view, City got away with it. But Sterling finds Laporte, and Laporte bringing the ball across towards Vincent Kompany. Going to be a very, very tough ask here for both sides. Can they put on a great performance here? Both got their full strength side out. City just glad to have Fernandinho back in there as sort of an insurance policy. Trent Alexander-Arnold getting in an early challenge there, and it's a throw in almost over the penalty area of Liverpool. In fact, it's right almost in line. Laporte to take the throw in on the far side to Sergio Aguero trying to turn. He just wiggled away from a couple of Liverpool players, cuts inside towards the edge of the penalty area, and Aguero gets the ball in, and they appeal hands there. Well, they appeal for something there. Hands was it against City, against one of the Liverpool defenders? No, nothing at all. Could have been a deflection for a corner. But in fact, it's a goal kick to Liverpool, which Alisson will take. Alisson and Van Dijk have been magnificent pluses for Liverpool. New signings. Van Dijk came a year ago, remember? And has certainly made a huge difference as Sane runs down the far side and cuts inside very well. Sane towards the area, ball pulled in to the penalty area, and Alisson takes it virtually on his own goal line at his near post. But he was virtually unchallenged. Now he throws it out to Robertson down the Liverpool left-hand side, and then a foul there on number 10, Mane, and a free kick. Anthony Taylor, the referee. A big night for him. Also FIFA approved official, so he's one of the best at the moment in England for sure, along with Michael Oliver and one or two others. He can't be as bad as what Mike Dean was last night. I thought the one red card he got right. I'm still in the opinion that Brady should not have been sent off in the Burnley game last night. Not too far away at Huddersfield, but that's the way the cookie bounces sometimes. And here come Manchester City, and we'll get to. Well, it's absolutely anonymous, but he's called himself Weary Pilgrim now, and he likes to change his name, doesn't he? Happy New Year. Wishing you well. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. It's nice to have you back on YouTube, and a very merry New Year to you too. And the FA Cup back on the JB Clark YouTube channel. We're always proud to have the FA Cup on this channel, and we'll have it this weekend. Tonight it's the biggest game of the season so far, and it's 0-0. Nothing to choose between the two sides. It's just been a little bit of a chess match, really. No real shots raining in too much on Alisson or Edison's goal so far. It's just a little bit of caging in this, but here's Sterling up against his old team. Raheem Sterling, he went down rather theatrically, but to be fair to Taylor, he played a good advantage there and still wants the advantage to be played. There's a Liverpool player down, he's waving play on. I think there's an advantage. It's Andy Robertson who's down just prior to the decking. Now he's got to stop it. And, well, was it a clash of heads? Well, he's saying it's heads there, the referee. 5 gone on the first half minutes, that is, and it's City 0, Liverpool 0. This is what happened. Robertson in there. Well, that was a bad challenge there from Henderson, so there wasn't too much meal of it. And then, yeah, there's just a little clash there. Fernandinho just bumped into Robertson's head there, and he was falling to the ground, and the referee just had to take time there. I felt he should have stopped it a little bit earlier there, Mr. Taylor, the referee, but well, he has stopped it now, and it gives Liverpool a chance to get their players into the physio staff. This is always, you know, I think this is probably what the game needed. No disrespect to Andrew Robertson, but both teams were going about it a million miles an hour, and but it's going to be a really, I think it's going to be a really tough match to call. I think Liverpool have got the capabilities. They've been very, very good. They're unbeaten for a reason. Their team spirit and their willingness to not lie down is unsurpassable. Stones brings that forward again for Manchester City, and now the ball fed forward for Fernandinho to Sergio Aguero. Can't get the ball away from his feet, and it's a long ball forward. Oh, Mane did trip over himself. I don't think they would have given a free kick even if they did get the decision, and even if they did, Liverpool, I can't believe that would be a free kick, because Mane just certainly tripped over himself as he made his run. He just tripped on the turf. Maybe the turf just bowled him. Who knows? Here's Milner now in field for Liverpool. Gets the ball over halfway. A chance here for the likes of Salah and Firmino to chase. Ellison hooks it away from Manchester City. Header one again. 0-0 the last time these sides met earlier on in the season. A late penalty miss for Manchester City. As Virgil van Dijk now takes possession for Liverpool. As I say, unbeaten this season, looking to keep that unbeaten record going. A draw would not be a bad result for Liverpool. The gap would still be 6 points after the game if they were to get a point here tonight, but a win would take them 9 points clear of the pack, including Manchester City. City in fact play Rotherham on Sunday in the FA Cup, just to remind everybody of that. And here's Robertson now to break down the left hand side for Liverpool. Milner dummy in it, and now here's a chance for Mane. Mane now towards the penalty area. He's got Firmino on one side and Alexander-Arnold, who likes to bomb forward. And Alexander-Arnold, Firmino left it. Oh, and came off a City defender. I think it might have been, well, was it Fernandinho there? We certainly got a deflection, and Edison was well placed inside his 6-yard area to take the ball comfortably, but when Trent Alexander-Arnold gets in a very good position, you know that defences are going to have a very, very difficult time. Good tackle there by Jordan Henderson, the Liverpool skipper, bidding to become the first Liverpool captain since Alan Hansen back in 1990 to win a league championship. They haven't won a league title since then. When they last won it in 1919, there was no such thing as the Premier League. It was the old first division of the Football League. How times have changed since Liverpool last won the league. And here's Robertson now playing the ball back, and it's with Virgil van Dijk 10 yards inside his own half on the left hand side. Now back inside to Lovren, his centre back partner. Now the ball back again to Lovren, and they get it back to Alisson, the Brazilian goalkeeper signed from Roma. It's 0-0 here in the Premier League. 9 minutes, just over gone. And it's with Alisson now, just taking their time, taking their composure here. It's always a very, very nervy first 10 minutes when both teams have got to get into the feel and the pace of the game. And it really is going to be something spectacular. City, absolutely none of us says how happy must Pep be to have company back, much needed experience against the dangerous Liverpool front three. Well, if you saw the game against Arsenal, they were just unplayable. Firmino hit a hat-trick, although 2 of them came from penalties. Well, 1 of them came from a penalties. The 2 he got were in quick-fire succession. Mo Salah scored the other penalty, incidentally, as Bernardo has been penalised with 10 minutes gone here at the Etihad. And Liverpool have taken the 3 kick, but have played the ball the other way. Played it back into defence. And here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back in field to Lovren, and Lovren gets the ball back to Edison. And Edison now, right-footed, kicks away, looking for Robertson on the left-hand side. Intercepted there by Danilo. No Kyle Walker is amongst the substitutes. It's a strong bench for both Liverpool and City. Just to run through the benches in case you missed it. Muric the keeper, Kyle Walker, Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, who's a dangerous player on his day, as Leicester fans will know very, very well, having done wonders with them. Otamendi and Gabriel Jesus, and all those players are very big game players for City. For Liverpool, Mignolet the goalkeeper, Fabinho, Keita Sturridge, Moreno and Shaqiri. No place in the 18 for the man who got the winner in the Merseyside derby some 4 or 5 weeks ago, Divock Origi. Now Sterling, the former Liverpool man, looking to try and torment his old employers, but Robertson was too coy to that. Little trick that Sterling was trying to pull on him, and he stood his ground well and got a good tackle in. It's a throw in taken quickly, and John Stones has it. Back to number 20 here, Bernardo Silva. Stones again. The former Evertonian would love to put one over on Liverpool. Here's Laporte on the far side for Manchester City. The City left, and now the ball being played back towards Ederson by John Stones. And Stones takes his time. And once again, Stones again. Back to Ederson. Ederson just taking his time here. They're trying to play out from the back here. And that's always a dangerous play. Liverpool with that magnificent front three could be liable to pounce on any mistakes City make when playing the ball out of defence. City get a throw in deep inside the Liverpool half, incidentally. Don't forget, if you missed the whole of the commentary, we will be doing the best bits. Don't forget the new Facebook, JB Claret Facebook page. And the address to that, if you want to hear about all the news views and in-play and commentary highlights, is this address, www.facebook.com/JB Claret, and you'll be able to get all that and more if you like the page. So please get onto Facebook, like the JB Claret YouTube companion Facebook page. Sterling lifting the ball forward, but headed away by Lovren, edge of his own penalty area. City still have it deep inside Liverpool territory. Fernandinho trying to lift it through towards Aguero, was lurking in the area, and he was onside, but the ball now breaks to Mane on the halfway line for Liverpool, and he thought he was fouled, but referee Taylor was not moved by that. We're interested to see how he referees this, Anthony Taylor, considering he comes from Greater Manchester. So that he once refereed a game here where City won quite comfortably, one or two controversial decisions a few years ago, and he was heavily criticised by Liverpool in those days as well. They said because it was the fact that he came from Manchester, and then he had to come out in the press, Taylor, afterwards and say, well, I'm not a supporter of Manchester City or Manchester United. But the referee, obviously the Professional Game Match Officials Limited feel that Anthony Taylor's good enough to referee the game here tonight at the Etihad. We're just coming up towards a minute shy of 15 minutes here, and it's still a bit of a chess match here at the moment. No great clear-cut opportunities so far. The goalkeepers have not been forced into any magnificent saves as such, but it's still a competitive fixture nonetheless. But we just need some goal-mouth chances. And here's Andy Robertson on the left-hand side looking to launch an attack. Finds Mo Salah. Salah now in a good rich scoring form. So too is Firmino. And now Ronaldo. Alexander-Arnold breaking on that side, and he plays the ball in. Mane takes possession, finds Robertson on the left hand side. Robertson back inside. Milner now, good spell this for Liverpool. Here's Robertson left hand side, plays it into Mo Salah. Salah trying to turn Vincent Kompany, and or rather John Stones rather, and a free kick has been given. In fact, it was Fernandinho he fouled. 15 gone, still 0-0. And FA Cup action Saturday and Sunday for you on the JB Claret YouTube channel. The FA Cup third round returning, one of the highlights of the sporting calendar, and we'll have 5 ties at least over the next weekend here, this weekend here on the JB Claret YouTube channel for you to enjoy. Then the Premier League returns a week on Saturday, and then later on in the year we'll have the EFL Cup final, the FA Cup later rounds, of course, including the final, the European Champions League knockout rounds as well. Plenty of great football and great sport hopefully to look forward to here on this YouTube channel in 2019. We're looking to bring you nightly Cricket World Cup highlights during the summer, the UEFA Nations Cup involving England, the Rugby World Cup coming up as well. So many great sporting events, and we'd like to try and get ourselves all over it here on the JB Claret YouTube channel and broaden your horizons for the channel and gain new fans in different areas. and we're looking to expand this year after a fantastic 2018 where there was nearly 300 subscribers in the last 12 months, and the viewerships for each video have gone up tenfold because of the successful World Cup that we had. 50,000 of you listened to our World Cup coverage last summer, which was absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, whilst we're talking to you, David Silva has now grown his hair. The last time we covered Manchester City, there he is. He's been away a free kick inside the centre circle, just inside the Liverpool half, incidentally. And the ball was just played back to Lovren, and now Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk now just checks, and again it's just a little bit of a slow tempo. Oh my goodness me! I thought Ronaldo had given the ball away rather carelessly there, but the ball now is with Mo Salah from Alexander-Arnold's pass. Now Salah takes it again. Salah, good turn by him. Good football this from Liverpool. This is what they're all mark of all they're about. And Mane stolen in. Mane for City. Oh, against City. He's hit the City post. And then the ball is ricocheting and off the line. Did the ball cross the line? Taylor says no, the referee. He's got to watch there. Well, there was all sorts of confusions there. Liverpool thought they'd scored then. And here's Henderson. Liverpool are not finished yet. The ball played in. Henderson's deciding to punch and he got away with it. And the first clear-cut chance from Mo Salah of Liverpool, and he hit the post. Be interesting to see on the replay how that didn't go in. Liverpool should be leading this match. Here's Van Dijk though, he's slowing it down. Alisson takes possession, and both teams are playing a dangerous game, playing out from the back. But that's the philosophy of both Messrs Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, that they are here to entertain. And so far the entertainment's been sparse up until the point where Mo Salah played some lovely interpasses, and now here's a chance for Andy Robertson to charge forward. Back inside to Milner. From the left-hand side, infield to Henderson. Henderson to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum has got Alexander-Arnold out on the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold crossing from the far side. The ball is knocked out of play, but it's Mane here making the first opportunity. Salah, good turn from Mo. Salah did well. Then the ball back into Salah, and then Mane timed his run perfectly, got it past the goalkeeper and hit the post, and then the rebound was cleared and then off. Whoa, I tell you what, I thought for a moment that crossed the line. And we got it on the 18 yards. Stones has cleared it. It's hit the goalkeeper, and then Stones gets back. Oh, it must have been very, very close as the shot comes in off camera by Mane, which is fielded by Ederson. Well, we'll have to look at Hawkeye very, very soon to see how close that really was, because I have to say there must have been inches, maybe millimetres in it, and it must have been at least a good half an inch or so in it. Free kick, Lovren giving away a free kick. Yellow card, referee had to book him there because it was a professional foul. Fouled him about 35 yards from goal. Sergio Aguero, when he gets into motoring mode in that final third, is a very big handful, and Dejan Lovren had to take him out at all costs, and the yellow card is his price that he pays here. First booking of the game comes just 20 minutes into the game. Top of the table clash, maybe a bit early in the season to start saying it's a potential title decider, but if Liverpool were to win, then it's going to be a tough old ask for Manchester City from there on in. They have a free kick here, City. A win for them would cut the gap to 3 points at the top of the Premier League. David Silva behind this one. A good 30 yards or so from goal, and he's tapped to Silva, who chips it in. Aguero's free, and Aguero on the turn. Sterling is in there, but the flag in fact had gone up for offside as Aguero had made his run, tried to turn, and then was offside. Now, here's the Hawkeye decision. The ball initially hitting the post, then Stones off the keeper. Oh, it's close. It's mighty close. Oh, it's maybe half an inch in it. It is so tight. Oh, well, it didn't say goal, crucially, and Liverpool within maybe a centimetre of going in the lead. That's how close it actually was. It was very, very close indeed. As we come out towards the halfway mark, Liverpool have hit the post and had one fractionally, and I mean by the merest of fractions, kicked off the line. Liverpool should be in front, but they're not. Here's Sane for Manchester City on the left-hand side. Little touch back to David Silva. Silva, good turn. I mean, if there was no goal line technology, I think you would probably give the benefit of the doubt to Liverpool there, because it did look at one point from another angle as if the ball had actually crossed the line, but that's why we've got the goal line technology there, as Panini quite rightly says on his comments. Here's Stones again. Stones turning 50% each on possession. That's an interesting statistic. But Liverpool have had the two shots, none on target actually, because the one that was kicked off the line came off John Stones and then off to the goalkeeper. As Aguero now plays it to Bernardo Silva. Now Danilo breaking forward, and he can hit shots, Danilo, as Burnley found out last season, as the ball is threaded in and it's knocked away. It came off the referee rather fortuitously here for Leroy Sane. Sane now taking on his man. Liverpool defenders swarming around him, and here's a chance now for City. David Silva inside the penalty area, had to try and cross in from the left hand side, but Liverpool had sufficient numbers back to deal with the danger. Now the ball back with Henderson. Midway inside the City half, finds John Stones. Stones now running forward. What a game. This could be a pivotal match in terms of the Championship for both Liverpool and Manchester City. If Liverpool win, it's 9 points the gap between themselves and Manchester City. If City win, the gap will be 3. And don't count Spurs out of any title race just yet. They're back to winning ways as well. Anything could still happen. It could well be a 3-way race for the league title between Liverpool, Tottenham and Manchester City. And it's Liverpool and Manchester City that are facing off here in the final fixture of the festive Premier League season, festive Premier League game of the season. I say festive, we're now well into the new year now, as we've gone past the 23rd minute mark, so we're past halfway in the first half. And here's John Stones on a canter forward for City, and the ball has just been kept in on the far side by Leroy Sane. That pass from Stones was a very awkward one, and here's Aguero now, edge of the area, good ball in there towards David Silva, hooked back, and Sane and Aguero were waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box as Silva pulled it back from the left-hand byline, and he almost got it through there. City now starting to have a good bit of spell here. Here's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva to find Danilo. Danilo back to Company on the edge of the halfway line, I should say. Here's Leroy Sane, the afro-haired player, and he's offside. And Liverpool can have a little bit of respite as Pep and Mikel Arteta, his assistant, talk tactics. As for Jurgen, he stood up on his lonesome conducting the Liverpool traffic. But the scoreline here reads Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. So as things stand, if it was to end a draw, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, whatever, then the gap would still be 6 points. Whatever the scoreline, if it was to end a draw here tonight. 3 kick to Liverpool, 25 gone. Marnie was fouled. It was John Stones with the tackle, the former Everton player. And Liverpool here have a 3 kick just over halfway on the left hand side, just to the left of the centre circle, just inside the City half. They've taken it quickly and got it back inside their own half. And here's Jordan Henderson now back to Virgil van Dijk. Good turn there from Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum now turning. It's very, very cold here in Manchester tonight, and Henderson plays it out to the far side, on the near side I should say, and it's Andy Robertson back inside to Henderson. Henderson now to Van Dijk, 10 yards inside his own half, hits the ball towards the far side, the Liverpool right as we look, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold who was beaten to it in the end. City trying to play their way out of trouble. They've had to concede a throw in. Laporte there just turning into trouble and had to knock it out for a throw-in. Liverpool looking to hit straight away. They've hit the post and had one cleared off the line. City have created a couple of half chances, but that's it. They haven't really tested Alisson into making a completely meaningful save so far, but they have had a decent passing spell. But apart from that, not penetrated the Liverpool goal or tested the Liverpool goal enough for me. Still 0-0. A big game this in terms of the title race. Our 41st full-length commentary of the season, which has beaten the previous record of 40 last year over a season, excluding the World Cup matches, which we did another 24 of full-length commentaries. And the ball played out towards Vincent Kompany now for Manchester City. And back inside to John Stones, who'll be one of the lowest relief men inside the Etihad Stadium, I fancy, so far. And here he is now, Kompany picking up the ball. The Manchester City captain into Fernandinho. Fernandinho having to play it back. And Edison calmly plays it to John Stones. Still a bit of trust there, despite the little mix-up earlier, which almost led to Liverpool scoring a fortuitous own goal. But they haven't, and that's the situation. Still goalless, in case you've joined us late. Mane has missed the best chance where he hit the inside of the post. Here's Ryan Sterling now up against Robertson, left hand side. The ball played back, real chance here for Bernardo. Shot was blocked, hit him on a penalty spot, and Liverpool just put bodies in the way to hook it away. It was a right-footed effort from Bernardo Silva, but it was well blocked. Well, David Silva rather, not Bernardo. First real penetrating ball that Manchester City have played over. Sterling just getting the better of his man there, his marker Andrew Robertson. Ball pulled back to David Silva, and we had again Virgil van Dijk. It was a placing point of right place, right time. Good block, even from point blank range. First shot attempted today, longest City have had to wait in a Premier League match since the 38th minute in October 2016 when they played Southampton. That's how long it has been. They usually hit about 4 or 5 shots on target in any other sort of games, but this is a really dogged and determined and unbeaten Liverpool side they're up against now. This is no ordinary side they're playing against now. City haven't done really well recently here at the Etihad. They lost to Crystal Palace. They led against Crystal Palace a couple of times, and then Palace came back to win it 3-2. So this is a big test for them tonight. But Liverpool, and they've got the experience last year in the Champions League of going here to the Etihad and winning the second leg of that crucial Champions League quarter-final, you may remember. Liverpool had won the first leg quite comfortably and went on to win. I think it was 6-1 on aggregate. I think at the end of the day, which won them a place in the semi-final and a semi-final against Roma, which they beat. They also beat in dramatic style as Henderson again just being very, very cocky, even 4 yards away from his own goal line there, just taking a couple of touches and trying to put. This is where Liverpool need to start putting pressure on the goalkeeper here and start making Edison earn his coin, because at the moment he's had too much space to just play the ball out, and this is where Liverpool and Manchester City's attack need to start putting the pressure on both defences. Half an hour gone here in the big top of the table Premier League clash, first against second, or second against first I should say. The champions Manchester City, who are 2-0, Liverpool, who finished third and are top 0. And that's a foul by Kompany on Mo Salah, but I think Kompany got the ball. Salah is down injured. Now Salah has had a lot of claims of simulation thrown at him over the Christmas period, certainly again when they played Newcastle at Anfield. Now this was the ball in, and he asked a lot of Kompany. Well, I think he gets the ball there for me. I think Salah injures himself in whilst he's in that challenge. I don't think there's anything wrong with that challenge from Vincent Kompany, I have to say, but the free kick has been given and Liverpool have another chance. Yellow card, in fact, to Vincent Kompany. Maybe Mr. Taylor now starting just to clamp down a little bit here. Mo Salah, I'm pleased to report, is A-OK. Just hobbling a little bit, but not too much. So a free kick to Liverpool then, about 40 yards from goal. And this really will be the acid test for Manchester City now. Their back four has looked a bit shaky, even with company in that back four. They do have Otamendi on the bench just in case they do need to change it to Tad, and Kyle Walker as well. They want a bit of pace on that right-hand flank. No Fabian Delph incidentally through suspension. But this is Milner chipping the ball in. There was a City player gone tumbling. Milner, of course, up against his holding players as well. Sane to clear for Manchester City down there, left-hand side. The chase is on now between Robertson and Robert Henderson and Sergio Aguero. Henderson won the race and hooked it out for a throw-in on the far side. Moving inside almost the Liverpool half for Manchester City. Still no goals, but Liverpool and City now starting to cause one or two troubles now for both respective defences, but still no penetration at the moment, as Danilo has possession on the left for Manchester City, but the ball goes back inside to the City half and to John Stones and to the captain Vincent Kompany. Kompany now just taking his time, playing the ball back to Fernandinho and then back to Kompany once again. Aguero, good turn by him, and Sane keeps possession. Then Aguero turns, looks for the run up. Sane is stolen in. His flag has stayed down. The ball pulled back, but Virgil van Dijk just hooks it out for a corner. And Liverpool now got a bit of defending to do. Good turn there, lovely run, and Sane, good running there. Got the ball back, but just not enough sufficient players in Sky Blue to pull the ball back or cut it back enough to. So 160th corner taken in the league this season, a lot more than what Liverpool have had. They've had 131 corners this season. All these pointless statistics I'm having to churn out here because we've got a free kick given against Bernardo Silva, and it's been that sort of game really. It's been decent in midfield, it's been a real battle royal in midfield, but we haven't, apart from those hairy moments for City and then Virgil van Dijk's block for Liverpool when it looked as if David Silva was going to make it 1-0 to City. There hasn't really been much else to really report in terms of real goalmouth incidents. Maybe the second half might improve better from an entertainment point of view, but it has been a feisty, it has been a dogged game. There's a lot rounded on this game for both sides. If City were to win, the game will be back in the title race will be back in the melting pot, and Liverpool would only have a 3-point advantage and unbeaten run gone. Here's Robertson now, but Liverpool defending with real pluck and intelligence. Robertson getting that one away. Sane to win the next ball. Liverpool winning the second balls. If they don't win the first, they're definitely going to win the second balls. The ball has gone out of play on the near side. City get the throw in. It's City 0, Liverpool 0. Remember, in the Premier League FA Cup action on Saturday, coming your way on this YouTube channel. Audio commentaries from at least 5 games from the FA Cup this weekend, with myself, Russ Burnin, and hopefully Chris Whiteman in taking you through all the action, and we'll hope to show some of the lesser likes. Sunday will be definitely bringing you Wilkins tie against Watford, and that will be some game, that one, and I'll be on the commentary box for that one. 10 to goal in this Premier League game, mind you, and it's, well, I say it's a Premier League game, it's a title decider in true senses of the word, but at the moment nothing really to bring about it at the moment. It was 0-0 the last time these sides met at Anfield. Here's James Milner now striding towards halfway, but he loses possession, and City have kept that in play, and then the ball's knocked out of play off a City man, and it's a throw into Liverpool on halfway on the far side. Liverpool 7 points clear, and every top flight club that's led by 7 or more points on January the 1st have gone on to win the title. So the omens, touch wood for Liverpool, are good as Aguero goes forward, but quickly out of his goal was Alisson in the Liverpool goal, and kicking clear. There's another player gone down. Danilo now gone to the ground, and Marnie's the culprit now. Well, Marnie's just used his strength there, and Danilo has gone in to win a ball, which he's overdone for himself, really. I think he's bought the decision, quite honestly, Danilo, and Brazilian he is. Here's the move again with Salah through the middle, and Marnie just getting there before Edison. If that was against Arsenal, that was going in, and then, oh dear me, Keystone Cops defending there, but Stones tried to clear it, hit Henderson off his gloves. I don't know why he tried to do that, and then the ball rebounded, and it was literally millimetres in it. A millimetre, maybe even a short fingernail in it. That's how close it really was. That minute. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0 in the Premier League. That's the closest we've come to a goal so far. No saves significantly for Edison to make, which will be good for him because his defenders have done all the work in front of him so far. As Alexander-Arnold gets it forward to Milner, well over halfway. Salah makes the run down the right. Ali Marnie waiting in the penalty area as Salah tried to hold it up on the right, but Company was quickly across to stop him. And now Leroy Sané to go through the centre for Manchester City. He was brought down, free kick City, and then a Liverpool player is going to be shown a yellow card, and also Jordan Henderson's down on the ground. And the yellow cards now, we didn't have anything for 20 minutes, and now the yellow cards are being brandished left, right and centre. Gini Ronaldo is the latest man into the referee's notebook, as we just see there. Well, Sane for me slips. I think that's a very, very harsh decision against Gini Ronaldo. I've got to be said. It's got to be said. Very, very harsh against him there, because I think Sane fell over, feigned it a little bit, and won the free kick and got the yellow card. Some big games coming up next week as well. Tottenham Manchester United 11:30 on the Sunday. A week on Sunday. What a game that promises to be, still at Wembley, as the new White Hart Lane is still not ready yet for Spurs to move in, and we're talking fine margins here in this game as well. It has been a really difficult game, but you fancy but both City and Liverpool will significantly change their squads for their upcoming cup games. City have got a very slightly easier game here at the Etihad on Sunday, as they play hosted lower championship opposition in lower end championship opposition in Rotherham United, and you would expect City to win that one very comfortably. Although Liverpool have got a very tricky away trip to Wolverhampton Wanderers, who lost actually surprisingly against Crystal Palace. They got lucky with a goal that should have been given for offside, and then a penalty that was given right on the last kick. Miljovic scoring the second one there. Jordan Ayew, for the record, got the first one, despite the fact that he was offside. But his first touch to control it and kill it dead and then knock it into the net was a real joy to behold. Of course, Burnley winning against Huddersfield, now going 2 points clear of the relegation zone, up 2 places from 18th in the table to 16th in the table, as Sane breaks forward for Manchester City to the byline. Sane shoots, and he's saved by Alisson. He still breaks to Raheem Sterling, looking to strike a blow against his old club, tries to chip the ball in rather cutely, but it's stopped by the Liverpool defence. Laporte has it on the far side for City. Laporte with the cross, and Virgil van Dijk, not for the first time, getting his header to it first. Here's Bernardo trying to go around the left hand side, playing it towards Aguero. Now the side, and Aguero has somehow fired it in after the opposed, and it's the title race back on now. City take the lead with 5 minutes to go to half time, and how crucial that goal could well prove to be in terms of the title race. Liverpool's unbeaten record is well and truly under threat here. It's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. And it's the evergreen, the man for all seasons, Sergio Aguero has got it. The ball brought kindly to Bernardo Silva, ran round the outside, had to do it very difficult there, and in came Aguero away from Lovren and smashes it in at the near post. the left-hand post of Alisson, who couldn't have stood a chance because of the ferocity of his left-footed strike, and look what it means to the Argentinian and to Manchester City. 4 minutes from half-time. What a goal to strike. It's his 10th goal of the season in the league, and what a crucial goal that could be. It's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. And Alisson now has the ball back for Liverpool now. He kicks away right-footed. Now then, that really has lit the blue touch paper. It's been slowly coming to the ball for quite some time. We've had to wait 40 minutes, but we've got the fireworks now lit off well and truly here. Should warm the cockles up here on a very chilly night. Here is Vincent Kompany from Manchester City. 1-0 they lead. But never back against Liverpool. They do have this amazing tendency to come from behind in games. They were trailing for a long time, remember, against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And then Daniel Sturridge came up with a sumptuous volley with the last kick of the game there to rescue a point. So you can't discount Liverpool just yet, but a huge blow to hit in terms of the title race. Sane can't keep it in play on the far side. So Jurgen Klopp now, for probably the first time in a long time, has got a very big half-time team talk possibly ahead of him now, unless his team can equalise in the last 3 minutes of the first half plus stoppage time. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline. And here's Fernandinho picking it up midway inside the Liverpool half for Manchester City. Now the ball fed to Danilo. Danilo just has to check back, just turns, pirouettes, whatever it is, and turn back there again. Well, it really does open up the game now. City have got Liverpool right where they want them now. Pep has got it right tactically so far. Look at Aguero go, and look at Mane go, Sane go, and here's Aguero. It's on the area he goes. I think he tripped over himself rather than Virgil van Dijk's boots. Virgil van Dijk got back there and denied him in that split second. Now Firmino, who hit the hat-trick last week against Arsenal, hasn't really gone into the game here this evening. Liverpool trailing Manchester City. A 40th minute goal. Sergio Aguero's his 10th league goal of the season. And Manchester City 1-0 ahead. And here's John Stones on halfway virtually. Where's it 1-2 with David Silva. Silva now turns. Finds Danilo. Danilo on halfway. Good football this now. And Manchester City all of a sudden just starting to pair a little bit now. Here's Andy Robertson now. Liverpool just losing their mojo a little bit. Here's Milner to get it forward. A Manchester City, former Manchester City player, of course, won a couple of league championships when Mancini and Pellegrini were managers here, long before Pep became manager. Hooked away by John Stones. Well, he'll be doubly relieved that Aguero scored, because if that had gone in at the other end for Liverpool earlier on in the first half, then we might have been talking about one of the own goals of the season. And well, Ederson will be the most relieved man as well, equally the most relieved man as well inside the Etihad right now, as Firmino tries to play the ball to Salah. But Manchester City are very cute and trying to stop Liverpool in their tracks, and they've done so. We're inside the final 35 seconds of normal time, and then it'll be down to the fourth official to see how much longer we'll add on. We'll also try and bring you post-match interviews tonight as well, because we got a bit more time frame than we did for the match at Huddersfield last night. Here's Henderson infield to Lovren to the far side. This really is a big title decider. Gigi Wijnaldum now into Jordan Henderson. We've got about less than 5 seconds of normal time to go at the end of the first half. It's Sergio Aguero on 40 minutes. That's proving the difference here for Manchester City. We'll take a 10-minute break, of course, as we do for all the games. 2 added minutes will be added on, and it's Virgil van Dijk playing the ball back. Remember, 9th of January. What a night that will be for Burton Albion as they take on Manchester City in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup competition. But you would still fancy City against, despite Burton's heroics over getting to the semi-finals, you still fancy Manchester City to do the job over 2 legs and get to the final, as Henderson knocks Robertson knocks the ball out. And here's Trent Alexander-Arnold, played it in there, but the dummies are not coming off for Liverpool. Maybe now the time has come now really for Liverpool to get into half-time and get into the dressing room, because they need that half-time break, I think, more than ever now, as Mo Salah takes possession on halfway. Salah, and the ball, attempted ball for Robertson was easily cut out, and it was Raheem Sterling, who's not one of the tallest men on the field. He was the man who cut that out, and that's how it's all gone wrong for Liverpool here. We're into the second of the 2 minutes. Final stages being played out here of the first half. Manchester City lead for that 40th minute strike. A yellow card to one of the City players. It's a free kick to Liverpool. Foul on former City player James Milner, and it's Eric Laporte, bringing down James Milner. Free kick. Now then, can City hold on and keep Liverpool at bay for the rest of the first half? It's been an interesting first 45 minutes for sure, and Liverpool now must try and get back into this game. And everyone that's listening at home will be wondering what the next chapter is going to be. Milner tries to play 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold, does so, gets the cross in there, and they all jump for it inside that penalty area, and it will come to Firmino. There's still a few seconds to go. We're over the 2 minutes incidentally, and Virgil van Dijk straight forward, headed back in towards the 6-yard area, and that in fact was the last action of a first half that took a long time to come to the boil. Liverpool hit the post through Mane, and then on the same move, the ball John Stones attempted to clear away for City. His clearance hit the goalkeeper Ederson, bounced back towards the City goal, and Stones fractionally, and I'm talking hair's breadth, got it away. And then 5 minutes from half time, Sergio Aguero scored in at the near post from a very acute angle, but Bernardo Silva crossed in from the left. He had to run on the outside of the Liverpool defence to draw the ball back, and he did that expertly well. And then Aguero does what he does, smashes it in. His 10th goal in the league this season. He's proving the difference here at the Etihad, and at half time here in this big crucial match that could affect the title race here coming into the second half of the season. At half-time, it's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. We're going to take 10 minutes when we'll be back for full second half commentary of Manchester City against Liverpool. But it's City leading 1-0 at the break. Welcome back to the Etihad as we're waiting to start the second half here at this game between Manchester City and Liverpool, the top of the table clash. And 1-0. Don't forget it's the scoreline here as we wait for the second half to begin. I think it's worth noting that Liverpool came so close. I've just looked at the thing, it was millimetres in it. It could not have been closer, could it? It was just so close. And sometimes league titles are won by the finest of margins, sometimes they're lost on the finest of margins. Could that be a crucial, pivotal moment in the title race? Well, Liverpool have 45 minutes to save their unbeaten record for a start and to keep their lead at the top of the Premier League very much alive. As things stand, the gap would be cut significantly, and Liverpool would have the City juggernaut basically breathing down their necks. This is a very compelling second half coming right up now for Liverpool. Now, if they can get back into this game, there's every chance they could still get something from this match. If they can get that match, that would be fantastic. But they really do need to give themselves that opportunity, and they've got every chance in the world to do it. There's no doubt about that. We're just waiting for the teams to re-enter the field of play for the second half. And remember, don't forget, this really is going to be really good to see. But I'm looking forward to this second half, that is for sure. Should be interesting, that's for sure. So we're ready and waiting almost to kick off the second half, and it should be an absolute colossus of a second half here at the Etihad. We're still waiting for the teams to re-emerge for the second half. That 40th minute goal from Sergio Aguero has given City a real lifeline here. They are still chasing a quadruple of sorts. They're still in the Carabao Cup. They start their cup bid against Rotherham on Sunday, and they are in the next round of the Champions League. The teams are now back on the field. I can see Liverpool out in the field, and Sergio Aguero's just entering the field. So this really is a real this is going to be an unbelievable second half. Stay tuned, folks. This could be a very right knuckle ride. We needed a goal. We've got one. We needed a goal desperately. We got it 4 minutes from the end of the first half. Now it's all about the Liverpool now. Is it acid test for them as they look to try and get back into this game? Everyone's out there. No changes I can see significantly at half time. But away we go then. City are 45 minutes away from bringing the title race back into the melting pot once again. They're in the sky blue shirts. So just to run through the City lineup for you. It's Ederson in goal, then it's Laporte, Stones, Kompany and Danilo. Then it's David Silva, Fernandinho and Bernardo Silva. And then up front you've got Leroy Sané, Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling. Liverpool lineup as follows. It's Alisson in goal, then it's Andy Robertson, the left back, Virgil van Dijk and Dejan Lovren, the two centre halves, with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right. Then a three-man midfield of James Milner, Jordan Henderson the captain and Gini Wijnaldum. Up front you've got Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mo Salah. Just to go through the benches very quickly for City: Muric the goalkeeper, Kyle Walker, Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, Nicolas Otamendi and Gabriel Jesus. For Liverpool, Simon Mignolet, Fabinho, Nabil Keita, Daniel Sturridge, Alberto Moreno and Shaqiri, the Swiss international, who may well come on at some point during the second half. And it's Liverpool trying to attack the goal to our right now, checking where their fans are situated behind Edison's goal. They had one kicked off the line, they hit the post as well in the same move, and then were suitably punished by Sergio Aguero. Very unlucky in my opinion to be behind Liverpool, but it's, you know, it's all about far margins, as certain football managers will tell you. Here's David Silva now towards the penalty area. Virgil van Dijk just hesitated there of diving in for a second, and I think it was a well judged decision, because let's be fair, it was a very, I thought for a moment he might have dived in there, but he realised he was in the area, and if he could just stay on his feet and just divert Silva away, then he would have done the job that he set out to do, which he did. Liverpool trail City. The title race, as things stand, will be well and truly back on, even though they'll take a break for a week or two. But Liverpool here have not lost the match all season. Remember, their first 20 games they've been unbeaten, but they lose their first one tonight. It could be a significant blow for City to really hit in the title race. Van Dijk in there very strongly, and in the end Mane had to bring Sterling down over on the far side, a former Liverpool player who famously turned down a contract. He wanted to play for Manchester City. He did go through the academy at Liverpool, and then decided to push through his massive transfer fee. He didn't really perform in that first season under Manuel Pellegrini, when in the second season under Pep, and from Pep's first season onwards, he has been much a better player for the experience. So Manchester City a goal up and on pole position to cut the gap now to Liverpool. 48 minutes gone of the game, 2.5 gone of the second half, 3.5 gone of the second half, sorry. And it's Liverpool trailing Man City, who've got possession rather acutely, and it's Laporte now on this near side. There were rumours of that challenge by Vincent Kompany on Salah in the first half. That should have been a red card, and I'm now, well, it was certainly on that fine blue line of being a yellow at best, and definitely a red card as a very last worst case scenario. Very, very interesting to see the analysis at half time as Mane is pushed to the ground by Danilo. It's free kick on halfway now to Liverpool, who trail in this top of the table Premier League game. Remember, the title race could be back on, or it could well disappear into the distance, because a win for Liverpool would take them 9 points clear, but they have to come from behind and score 2 goals without City replying. City could go 2 up themselves. Alexander-Arnold, not the best of clearances. Now Sane has it now on the near side, but Lovren does a good covering job this time and shepherds the ball out for a goal kick. And Liverpool, knowing that time will be their enemy a little bit later on in the second half, now need to get on with it. And here's Andy Robertson now. Robertson, oh, that's a poor ball from Andy Robertson. Not the standard we're used to seeing from him week in, week out. And here come Manchester City now, looking to try and wrap this game up if they can, maybe before the 70th minute mark. Liverpool must try and use their energies. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will have used the old adage of Liverpool winning at the Etihad last year in the Champions League quarter-finals as a spur in the second half, as the ball was crossed in there by Danilo, headed away or knocked away with the back heel of Virgil van Dijk. Now Liverpool have possession, and it's Firmino trying to lead the line, looking to get Mane on his way. Mane will get there ahead of Stones. Mane does get there ahead of Stones. He gets to the byline, crosses in, but it's nobody in red in the penalty area, only Mo Salah, and he was miles away from Edison as the goalkeeper caught it. And in the end, with the attack that looked so promising, a little bit petered out into absolutely nothing. Mane had no other choice but to cross it in despite the lack of numbers waiting in the centre. 7 minutes gone of the second half, or 6 minutes gone of the second half. It's still City 1, Liverpool 0 in the battle for the championship. And here goes Mane now for Manchester City, and Sane now goes forward, finds Sterling. Sterling will run at the defender Robertson, and Sterling goes down. The referee says no penalty. I'm thinking maybe at that point Sterling may have slipped there. Robertson slipped as well, so maybe that probably put a seed of doubt in referee Anthony Taylor's mind. Liverpool knocked the ball out of play, but Sterling's convinced he should have had a penalty kick on the far side. He's taking on Robertson here. I'm just looking at a replay. Turns. Oh, he's been wrestled, I think. I think City have a genuine appeal there for a penalty, although Sterling does make a little bit of a meal of it. So maybe that, and his reputation does go beyond him, because he has tendency to obviously make a meal of trying to win penalty decisions in the past. So his reputation does go before him. Here's Sane now to hold it up, and here is Aguero back to Laporte. Now Sane from Manchester City. Sane, good ball round the corner again, and here's David Silva crossing from the left hand side, headed away by Lovren. Liverpool just struggling there. Ronaldo couldn't get it away. Fernandinho will try the shot, right footed. It's over the crossbar and into the second tier of the stand, I think, and behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. So 1-0 still to Manchester City. Jurgen Klopp very animated down below me on the touchline. He's furious at the moment with his Liverpool troops. Liverpool trail 1-0 here, remember. The Thursday game live from the Etihad Stadium, with me, John Stottard, in the commentary box. FA Cup action on Saturday and Sunday for you. We're hoping to bring commentary from 5 FA Cup games over the weekend, and so much will be at stake with them, with potential of being cup shocks and one thing and the like. And we'll have, certainly one of the games we will be covering will be Welkin's game against Watford on Sunday afternoon, kick off 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that will be live with me on the JB Clark YouTube channel. That is a game that will be guaranteed excitement and a potential giant killing hacked. And of course Martin Tyler, who's no doubt commentating for Sky tonight, will be on the Woking dugout as acting as Wokin's assistant manager for that crucial game at home to Watford on Sunday afternoon. Here's Aguero breaks through the centre, and here's a chance now for Sterling out on the left hand side. Try to play it in towards the blonde headed Aguero, bleached blonde hair. He's dyed his hair significantly this season. He was darkened hair the last few seasons, but he's still a man for all seasons, as it turns out. 10 goals this season for the Argentine, and he beat the Brazilian Alisson at the near post, and it's given City that half-time lead, which is still holding now as we come towards 9.5 minutes of the second half played. City 1, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline here at the Etihad Stadium. And here is Stones for City. Plays it to Bernardo. Bernardo back to Stones. Now Danilo, the Brazilian, gets the ball forward. Some lovely flashes of play here from City as Sterling tries to sneak in behind Robertson, and Robertson with a very committed and a very, very well timed tackle on the far side, and Robertson aims the ball away for Liverpool. We're trailing, remember, by a goal to 0, and they've kept that in play. Firmino has kept that in play. Finds Mane. This is better for Liverpool. Now Milner. It might open up here for Liverpool. Here's Salah now. 25 from goal, but he's sounded out of it by Leroy Sane, who got back and did some defensive work there, the City's attacker. Good to see the attackers for City coming back and actually putting in a real shift and doing some good defensive work. Good to see that. Not often you see that from Liverpool, from a big team. As Virgil van Dijk comes forward, nice, and his one ball was intercepted, but in comes Trent Alexander-Arnold to win the next one, and here goes Mo Salah through the centre. Now Mane, good skills there, nice turn from Mane. It's got Robertson 3 on the left hand side, chance here to Tia, good cross in there, and it might break here for Alexander-Arnold on his right foot, and he's hit it just wide of the right hand post and into the fans behind the goal, and Liverpool so close maybe to getting the equaliser. Half cleared it, came to Alexander-Arnold, right foot, and it in fact hit the right-hand stanchion of Edison's goal, and a goal kick. So Fabinho is going to come on. Martin Atkinson, incidentally, is the fourth official. James Milner's done his heart out and tried his heart out. He's not the quick player he used to be. Fabinho will give them a bit more pace and a bit more fluidity in midfield. Don't forget, JB man in a match. You've got now 35 minutes to pick your man in a match. And of course, choose your name of the player that you want to see man in a match, along with the hashtag JBMOTM, please. Okay, you've got 35 minutes to vote for the JB Man in a Match award, and it's a throw in to Liverpool, cheaply conceded by Laporte and Edison between them. It's going to be a throw to Liverpool deep inside City territory. Alexander-Arnold's had the best chance so far in the second half, and here is Virgil van Dijk. He has to get the ball back to Alisson, beaten at his near post. Nothing he could have done about the shot, though, in fairness to him, because it was hit with such ferocity. The flag is up for an offside decision against Sane. Brian Bedondi, who is he? I don't know, but he's well, he reckons he's man in the match. I'm not sure who Brian Bedondi is. Please point that out to me if you could. He's certainly not one of the 22 players out on the field at this moment in time. Liverpool still leading by a goal to nil. It's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0, and it's John Stones back to Edison in goal. Edison kicks away with his left foot. A long ball forward, and he's found Leroy Sané. He did really well there, Leroy Sané. Now he's found Bernardo. Now into the path of Laporte. Laporte now up against his man. He's away from Mane. And now Savage Silva. Good football again. Fernandinho takes command. This is good football for Manchester City, playing with a good swagger about them. Now Sterling has it. Sterling running round the defenders, getting his shot in, and just wide of the target. In fact, it was Danilo, in fact, who had the shot. Sterling got the ball back, and Danilo decided to take it on his left foot. Saw him hit one at Turf Moor last season against Burnley with a right foot from a short corner routine, and one of the best goals I think the Turf saw from an opposition side last season. Well, Burnley came back in the last 10 minutes through Johan Berg Gudmundsson, and they got what they deserved, a priceless point as it turned out, which sort of stopped the rot and got them back on the trail to finish 7th in the league last season, Burnley. But no such luck this season, although Burnley have won their last two and have done really well in both of the games, and we saw them in action against West Ham and Huddersfield last night, and I thought they were very, very resilient against Huddersfield. Went behind, it looked as if it was the same old story looking at it from the commentary box, but no, they showed a bit of more fighting spirit than they have done previously when they've gone behind in games, which was good to see. Bodes well for the second half of the season. They've got Fulham to come on the 12th, and a big game that could well be in just a week on Saturday, and you'll hear it on the JB Claret YouTube channel as always, as that is a massive match for Burnley as we come towards the hour mark now at the Etihad Stadium. This game really starting to come to the boil a little bit now as we hit the hour mark now. After this, it's all about being up for the cup. Next two games for City, real opportunity to get through to the next round of the FA Cup. They play Rotherham here at the Etihad on Sunday afternoon, and then they face Burton Albion on Wednesday, in 6 days' time in the Carabao semi-final. So this is the real important. Those will be the important games. And if they can get a good first leg against Burton Albion, with all due respect to Nigel Clough's men, and City could well be 1 foot back at Wembley this season, to defend the trophy they won quite convincingly, I remember, against Arsenal, a very poor Arsenal side last season. Remember, it's 1-0 here to Manchester City in the Premier League. Just in case you join us late, Liverpool had Mane hitting the post, and then as Stones prepared to clear the ball away from that effort that hit the post, he hit the goalkeeper. The ball spun back towards the City goal, and Stones rectified the mistake, kicked it off the line by virtual millimetres, and then 40 minutes played, Sergio Aguero shooting in on the far side at the far post and hitting it across Alisson and into the net at his near post, left hand post, to give City the lead. That's what's been happening since you joined us late, apart from this, and as well as the second half. The only real chance we've had, a really real note, was Trent Alexander-Arnold's speculative 25-yarder right-footed shot that went wide off the goal to the right-hand post. And it's Liverpool's throw-in now, deep inside the City half on the near side, halfway inside the City half, incidentally, and Mane has lost it. In fact, he's got a free kick. The referee Taylor, I think he's had a decent match so far, Anthony Taylor. He's done reasonably well. City have a free kick to defend. Liverpool were losing at this stage against Chelsea, came back to get a point, which sort of kept their unbeaten record going as Company gets in a mistake, and here goes Firmino. Firmino, the goal practically empty, and the shot is kicked off the line. There were 3 City players. I think Firmino should have shot quite early, and it was a poor mistake by the goalkeeper. He elected to punch, and Vincent Kompany didn't help his cause either. Well, here's the free kick. The goalkeeper deciding at this point to come off. Kompany has headed it out, and in fact, to be fair to Kompany, he got back and kicked it off the line. So Liverpool have had 2 kicked off the line this evening. Could have easily had 2 goals there, Liverpool. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold to Sadio Mane. Good football again. Now Fabinho took his little bit of time, 4 or 5 minutes to settle into the proceedings, but now he's showing some good skills there. Hits a long ball out, looking to Firmino. He's been very, very quiet compared to what he was against Arsenal on Saturday. Here's Andy Robertson. Robertson back inside, it goes to Fabinho. Now Henderson for Liverpool, and Henderson plays a lovely ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold, good turn again by him. The England right back playing it in towards the far post, and a chance is in. It's a goal for Liverpool, and it's Firmino. It's his 4th in 2 games, and it's all Rebels, you devils, at the Etihad. Roberto Firmino with the equaliser. Robertson handing the ball back at the far post, and inside the 6-yard area, the goal gaping. Firmino just had to get a virtual head on it, and he did just that. Liverpool have threatened it for the last 5 minutes or more. There's the cross in for the right, and full marks to the left foot across to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Robertson playing the ball in, lovely little cross back from the left hand side of the 6-yard area, and inside the 6-yard area was Roberto Firmino, virtually not involved in any of the real action until this point, and Liverpool showing why they were beaten all season in the Premier League. Jurgen Klopp oh, he almost lost his drinks bottle there when he was taking it out of the pocket. Oh, what a character. 8th goal of the season, 4 in 2 games for Firmino, 1 apiece here, and game on now with the 25 minutes now surely to savour. It's City 1, Liverpool 1, and it's with Ederson. Liverpool have threatened it though for the last 5 or 6 minutes or so though, as Ilkay Gundogan replaces David Silva. City have made a substitution while all that happened. So it's all happening here at the Etihad, and the game is back on again. It's all of a sudden, it's 1 apiece. You can't back against Liverpool in any situation. Here's Aguero trying to break in the area, but the ball ran out of play and he couldn't keep it in play. Goal kick to Liverpool. City just for a moment or two looked as if they were going to hit back straight away. Raheem Sterling running down the right hand side, causing 1 or 2 problems, and a very heavy touch by Sergio Aguero contributed him to losing out that time. Now then, Liverpool fans know now that if it stays the same, the gap stays at 6 points, and that's still a significant lead for Liverpool. And not only that, they keep their unbeaten record intact, but they'll go for the win now. If they win, they go to 9 points. That's the incentive now for Liverpool tonight. They're at 1-1 now, but here comes Sterling for City, trying to get through the centre. He goes down rather half-heartedly, I must say, but a free kick has been given. Firmino is frustrated. Anthony Taylor deciding it was a free kick. Let's have a look again. Sterling trying to play the ball forward. Well, he's run into Firmino, so how does the referee decree that's a free kick? I don't know. 5 goals, 4 assists in 10 appearances against Manchester City, Firmino, actually, so he has a good record against Manchester City, as history now proves. So a free kick, a very soft free kick given to Manchester City. I thought that was a poor decision from Mr. Taylor, the referee. As the ball is chipped in towards the penalty area, looking towards Laporte at the far post. And at the back post he couldn't be found, and it's gone behind for a Liverpool goal kick. Well, if you were a betting man now, remember they led against Crystal Palace in the last home game and lost. Now Guardiola, since being in charge at Manchester City, has never lost consecutive home games. Could today or tonight rather be a watershed in Guardiola's time at Manchester City if Liverpool were to hit back and score another one? And here's Salah now looking to find Mane, and he almost did so there. It was a nice idea as he took the ball, flicked it towards the left hand side where Mane was waiting in the centre, and he almost found him there as well. So 1-1. What a game now it's turning out to be at the Etihad Stadium. Took a long time for both halves really to come to the boil, but Liverpool have threatened it. They've had 2 efforts cleared off the line, one off a City defender, off the goalkeeper by the keeper and away by John Stones, and then obviously Salah had one kicked off the line the seconds before by Vincent Kompany. Now here is the aforementioned Salah, but he can't turn, and Kompany got right back at him. No foul in the centre of the park. Liverpool keep possession, and here's Trent Alexander-Arnold having a big say in things now, and they cross in from the far hand side, and Ederson came and took the ball. Nice to see an actual foreign goalkeeper actually attempting to catch a ball. Most of them just try and punch, and Ederson's one of the worst for that. And here goes Henderson now, finds Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool, you would fancy now in the ascendancy. City led after 40 minutes, but now that equaliser from Firmino has changed the complexity of the game. That came after 64 minutes. We've got about 20 odd, we're halfway through the second half. Aidan McNaughton is a City fan saying, come on City. Good to see a fan from one of the competing teams in the match, in our game, actually on. Liverpool fans, where are you tonight? Give us a shout out if you can. And there he is, Gemastic. Is that Gemastic? What a name that is. Come on Liverpool, she says. I think it's a she. Confirm you're a she, because it looks like as if it's, well, it's certainly Gemma. I think her first name is. Anyway, back with the game, and it's Sane now for the City down the right hand side. Oh, that's a left hand side rather, than that's a poor ball. That was a really, really poor ball. No, let's not get into all that confrontation. Otherwise, Aidan, you'll be kicked off the chat. Right, we know what it is, we don't need it explaining to us. Right, back with the game, which is the purpose. Let's talk about the football, shall we now? Get back to the football. Here's Leroy Sané for Manchester City. 20 minutes to play, and the ball hooked back, and it's and also I've just got to make it clear to everybody that this is a family show, okay? It's a family show. Right, 20 minutes to play. Right, back to planet Earth, and it's City 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool deservedly on terms, although City led after 40 minutes through the evergreen Sergio Aguero. And what a game now this really promises to be. 20 minutes now which could seesaw either way. It's been that sort of a match. It's been enjoyable, it's been interesting, It has taken a while to come to the boil as Alisson takes possession, hooks the ball away with his right foot. Flick on there by Firmino, who got the equaliser. But it's Leroy Sané now for City. Firmino snapping at him, so too was the Liverpool captain Henderson. Now it's a race on here as Mo Salah goes charging through, but Henderson lightning fast off the line. Play sweeper keeper and did absolutely superbly. Liverpool appealing for offside against Sterling. It wasn't given. And Sterling goes forward. And Sané's inside the area. Sané with a shot off the post and he's got in! He's got in and City have responded in the best possible way. It's Leroy Sané with his left foot off the right hand post and it goes sweetly for him into the left hand corner of the net. And Manchester City are reeling in Liverpool as things stand at the top of the Premier League. Leroy Sané makes it 2-1 at the Etihad, and Liverpool now have to come again. But I have to say, Sterling and Aguero look suspiciously offside there. But it was allowed to continue. And Sané shot across. Alisson, not a lot he could do. He had to pray that his right hand post would help him out here. It almost did, and it just goes in the net. It's a real blow for Liverpool, who don't really deserve that on the balance of play. They've been really unlucky, but City have not been at their best. On balance of play, they don't really deserve the lead, but in this day and age, you've got to take your chances, and City, in all fairness, have taken it. But on balance, if you look at the balance of play, I don't think they deserved it on the balance. But it's 7 goals this season for Leroy Sané, and City now have really put the title race back in the balance once again. Whether they deserve it or not, that's another issue. But Liverpool will feel very hard done by, because they, in my opinion, they've been just about the better side over the piece. But it's goals that count, and City have 2 of them. Liverpool just the 1, but they can fight back again, Liverpool. They've shown that quality time and time again. Remember Chelsea. And remember they almost lost to City at Anfield earlier this season in a really non-eventful 0-0 draw, really. So Liverpool have conceded twice for the first time this season, and once again their unbeaten record is under threat, and it's, oh dear me. I understand possession is a lot to do with it, but on terms of, I'm talking on chances created, really, and Liverpool created the better chances. And I feel that Liverpool will feel themselves are very, very unfortunate that they're 2-1 down, and I have a lot of sympathy for them. But you can't doubt or bet against Manchester City. On the other flip side of the coin, Pep is still one of the best managers in the business. His success at Bayern Munich and Barcelona will tell you that. You can point to the same shots on target, but in terms of massive chances, Liverpool have had the best of them. But at the end of the day, it's goals that count ultimately, and City have 2 of them, Liverpool have 1 of them. But Liverpool have still got a bit of time. They've got about just over a quarter of an hour, so they must get hit back straight away, otherwise time will be very much against them. Time is certainly against Liverpool here now as Salah lays it off to Firmino. We've got the equaliser. Sané now. Sané towards the area, but back came Stones to hook it away. My goodness, he's had a mixed night, John Stones, but ultimately could be a happy winning night for him. And what a way to take a week off Premier League action now then. Liverpool preparing a substitution. It's Shaqiri. Oh, thank you very much, Aidan. It's nice to get the compliments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you want notifications, hit that bell mark on my channel and you'll get notifications of live football commentaries and any other content that the YouTube channel possesses. And don't forget the companion Facebook page for the JB Claret YouTube channel. That's at www.facebook.com/JB Claret. And you heard it now first, well, here we go. So we're inside the last quarter of an hour, and it's Vincent Kompany, the captain of Manchester City, to bring it forward. Flick on by Aguero, and then Laporte trying to play back Aguero then, who made a good forward dash. Now Ronaldo. That's not got enough legs on it to get to Robertson, and picked up again by Manchester City. Now they're playing with a bit more swagger about them, City. But Liverpool now, the pressure is well and truly on Jurgen Klopp's side. Remember, they're not the champions. City are the champions. They've got experience at this situation. Pep has got so many years of winning titles in Spain and in Germany behind him. This is a real acid test now for Jurgen Klopp, who's come unstuck a few times in his Borussia Dortmund days against Pep Guardiola, who was manager back then in Bayern Munich. But they do have some very good winnable fixtures coming at Liverpool, so even if they lose, it's all not lost. Brighton and Crystal Palace to come in the next two. As we see Mane taken off, he's not had the best of games, Sadio Mane, although he did hit the post in the first half. But Shaqiri will now play on the right hand side, I'm sure, that three-man attack. As Liverpool have to go for broke now, they might as well throw everyone forward. Now Fabinho now through the centre, through the left hand side he goes. He wins a throw in for Liverpool, who trail by 2-1. Man City have got Wolves, Huddersfield and Newcastle. Wolves at home and Huddersfield and Newcastle both away. On the next three, excluding the cup ties, are very much winnable fixtures for Manchester City. So really is important. Remember, Liverpool play Wolves in the cup on Monday, and day before that City will play Rotherham in what should be on paper a very easy victory for Manchester City, and that's no due respect to Paul Warne's team, but you look at the golfing clash between those two sides, and even with City's fringe players, they should have enough talent on the pitch on that afternoon to win through. And then they've got a cup semi-final against Burton Albion as Aguero tries to steal in. The flag did stay down, but his first touch was very poor in the end. Liverpool were able to get bodies back to get the ball away, but City's still not letting the pressure slip yet on Liverpool. They're still leading here, City, by 2-1. That's how to play on the far side, near side rather. It will be a throw-in. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take. Well, we're in for our last 12 minutes and a half now. It's been unbelievable. It took a while a little bit to come to the boil, but now it's all kicked off here. The light blue touch paper has really truly been nicked. It was a goal from Aguero that started it all off right on the stroke of half time, and now 5 minutes from half time I should say, and now Liverpool equalise, and now City winning. And if anyone's tuned in late, you'll be able to hear edited goal commentary of the match later tonight or early tomorrow with music thrown in. And then FA Cup action, we're hoping to bring commentary action from 5 FA Cup games over the weekend. Be honestly pleasure with Chris Whiteman, myself and Russ Burden as Sonny runs towards the area. Sterling's on the far side. Sterling feints, goes past the man, and he tried to go past Robertson, and Robertson stood his ground and stayed on his feet crucially there as we go into the final 11 minutes of the game. Liverpool trailing 2-1. They were trailing 1-0 at this stage against Chelsea early in the season, and Daniel Sturridge came off and scored one of the goals of the season. Liverpool have not lost yet up until tonight in the Premier League. Will the unbeaten record go against their title rivals? Here's Andrew Robertson, the Scottish international, to Firmino, who looked as if he was going to save Liverpool a point maybe here. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold, whose cross led to that goal. Shaqiri now to Fabinho. And now Robertson back inside to Shaqiri, the Swiss international, looking to find a way through here. But at the moment, seems to be no way through. City have brought more or less everyone back behind the ball, including Sergio Aguero, I might add. 10 minutes to play. Liverpool trailing. City holding on, I think, to what they've got at the moment, a slender 2-1 lead. And all 11 players back are inside their own half. And here's Shaqiri now. Shaqiri. And a ball forward again, and a wonderful moment almost there for Liverpool. Fabinho now picks the ball up, and now an opportunity now again for Henderson. Henderson now to Alexander-Arnold. Played in low towards Salah on the edge of the area. Salah thought he might have been fouled. The referee, Taylor, told him to get up. And now Robertson has it on the far side for Liverpool. Back inside again. Fabinho. Fabinho now playing it in there. And the ball breaks kindly to Shaqiri. Ball back in there. It'll come for Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Oh, and it's also on. It was almost a scramble. Still might fall for Liverpool. City desperate defending and company got ahead on it first as the ball was hooked back in. Oh, that was a nervy moment there for City, and now on the break it's 2-3 against 3 because it's Sterling now leading the charge down the right, and Sergio Aguero's forward. It's Sergio Aguero around Alisson. Sergio Aguero, and Alisson, to his eternal credit, gets back and denies him. Should have been 3-1 there to City on the break. Liverpool for a moment though had a chance to make it 2-2. Then Sterling broke down the right. Aguero onside, went round Alisson. Or thought he went round Alisson, but the big goalkeeper, big Brazilian goalkeeper, managed to stretch out his arms and stop Aguero from making it game, set and match. City do have a corner, however. But they're 2-1 up. And they're in a winning position. And the more Liverpool pour men forward, the more City will be able to exploit them on the counter-attack as the cross comes in from the right-hand side. It bypasses everybody, including Leroy Sané, and it's out for a goal kick. Bernardo Silva with the cross from the right-hand side. City about to make a final substitution. Looks like Gabriel Jesus is about to be introduced. So it's 2-1 to Manchester City in the big title. Well, I wouldn't say decided, but in a big title showdown. And City would crucially, if it was done on head-to-heads, which the Premier League isn't, it's all down to goal difference. If it went levels your doubles at the end of the season, City, if it was to be decided on head-to-heads, City would certainly have that overall, and they'd certainly be winning on the aggregate as well. Here's a long ball forward now towards Salah. Still not over yet for Liverpool. They've got about 7 minutes plus possibly 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time to try and pull at least a point out the fire. And Salah, Robert van Dijk has won the ball. Liverpool claim a free kick, no foul on Firmino. Now the ball into towards the penalty. Salah with a shot. Salah, oh, Henderson must have got the mirrors to touches on that one. Salah shot with his left foot across the goal from the left-hand side of the 6-yard area. Pep Guardiola is going absolutely mental with fourth official Martin Atkinson. I don't think he's happy about a decision that's been given against his side. But Ederson there has saved his goalkeeper, saved Pep Guardiola there. He's about to throw his scarf down in disgust then. And Anthony Taylor's trotting over to the near side here. And I wonder if he's going to have a word with the Manchester City boss. Because, well, what's happening here? Certainly Pep had lost it. Now, is he going to send him off down the tunnel? The plot thickens here at the Etihad. Now Anthony Taylor having words with Sergio, with Pep Guardiola here. Now I wonder if he's sending him off here. And is he sending him off? Well, Guardiola's not happy. Something's not right here, unless he's, well, has he sent him down the tunnel now? I can't understand what he's complaining about. Well, there's no foul there, as far as I'm aware. And then Mo Salah gets in there, and a great save from Ederson as the corner comes in. Ederson didn't get anywhere near it, and it's off the line again for Liverpool. 3 minutes. Well, within minutes of Ederson making the save, they've had 3 opportunities kicked off the line. Guardiola now living on his nerves. My goodness me. Another effort kicked off the line. Kyle Walker about to come on as City make another substitution, and Daniel Sturridge is about to come on as off comes Gini Wijnaldum. Liverpool might as well go for it. They're going to go 4 up top here, or maybe they'll drop Shaqiri back into midfield. And Laporte comes off, and the pacey Kyle Walker will come on. And I think Walker's job will be to, if he gets the ball, just bomb down the flanks with it because he'll have fresh legs. Laporte taking his time to come off the field. Liverpool urging the referee to get him off very quickly. Well, he said he do win it, even if it's undeserved on the chances created. On the best chances created, it's still a hard-fought 3 points, but Liverpool still have possession and they have a throw-in on the far side. What a game this is turning out to be here now, as Lovren, who probably is at fault possibly for the first City goal, and it's Shaqiri. He's dropped back a little bit, so Sturridge has gone up front alongside Firmino and Mo Salah. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold, fast near side. Alexander-Arnold, little chip in there, looking towards Firmino, but the ball is run out of play by the dead ball line, and a goal kick. So problems afoot now. This is the effort from Mo Salah. Gets away from his man. I don't know what Pep is complaining about. It's the honest question. My honest answer to his queries. I don't know whether he saw something I didn't see. Did he see a foul in the build-up that I didn't see? I don't know, but I certainly didn't see anything untoward. There was a clash of players in the build-up to that, but I think Pep has now calmed down a little bit more significant. And in fact, another change is about to be made here by Manchester City. Vincent Kompany is now then. Is it Vincent Kompany going off? Well, it's Nico Otamendi about to come on now, and it is Vincent Kompany, so he's going to hand the captain's armband to Fernandinho here. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Vincent Kompany fist bumps to all his teammates, but I should stress that Liverpool have still got time to take the victory away from Manchester City. Kompany thinks the job has been done. Far from it. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. It could still go against City here. Liverpool have the power. Remember, Chelsea looked as if they had 3 points in the bag at this stage at Stamford Bridge when they were leading 1-0 earlier on in the season, and then Sturridge pulled a cracker rabbit out the hat from 30 yards to send Liverpool away with a crucial point. The same history could still repeat itself here at the Etihad. Virgil van Dijk gets it back to his goalkeeper, who's kept Liverpool in it, really. That save from Aguero. Now here go Liverpool now, looking to try and find that equalising goal. Time is of the essence now as Trent Alexander-Arnold takes the throw in. Now I thought that was more a foul on Firmino, and then Firmino accidentally bumps into. Well, I can't fathom why. I think they just clashed, and it was just an accidental coming together. Meanwhile, a free kick has been given here against Manchester City. We're now inside the last 90 seconds of time added on. The free kick was conceded on halfway against. Well, that was a high foot, and I mean that could have been easily a yellow card if he was a yellow card for Bernardo. It could have easily bordered on the side of red. What a fantastic finish this game's going to absolute promise to be. Jurgen Klopp's now not happy about something. I think he's not happy that Danilo is taking his time over this throw in. City 2-1 up. Inside the final minute of normal time here at the Etihad. Are Liverpool about to fall to their first league defeat of the season? They've only lost one match domestically this season, and that was in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea at Anfield. When we're hearing from Panini it's going to be 5 minutes of injury time. We'll get that confirmed with Martin Atkinson shortly. And here's Sane now as City look to try and finish with a flourish. He's gone towards the corner flag, and Shaqiri now. Well, he needs to be. Oh, he's giving away a chance here for City. Oh, good save from Alisson. And he still might break. Oh, and Sterling is hitting wide from the penalty spot with his right foot when it was easier to score. Can you believe that? Alisson made a terrific save initially. Shaqiri played City in here now. Bernardo went for the near post. It was well saved. And then Sterling by the penalty spot hit the outside of the left post. And that could have banished Liverpool to defeat. 5 added minutes, as Panini says, and the attendance, I should also reiterate, is now at 54,511. And they've seen a dramatic game as Shaqiri can't keep the ball in play. We've played 30 seconds of the 5. Well, be interested to see what Pep and Jurgen say after this game, because quite frankly, it's been a game really that has had all sorts of permutations. The Liverpool fans are looking on in bewilderment and very much worried now, because this really now does put the title race back inside of the a real race in the second half, and both teams have got winnable fixtures, so the gap closing could be the best thing, and certainly from a neutral point of view for the title race. But Liverpool had a big chance tonight to go 9 points ahead. Have they fluffed that chance here tonight? They were unbeaten until tonight. They still might be unbeaten if they can get their act together in the next 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. Remember, they get one more chance, they'll score from it. They've got to. And here's Alisson, who's made some fantastic saves to keep Liverpool in with a shout of even a point here. Ball knocked forward towards Shaqiri. City had to intercept there. We're almost at the 2 out of 5 minutes. 3 minutes almost to go. City, that looked a foul there, but the referee plays on. Alexander-Arnold off the defender. Another throw to Liverpool. They're burrowing their way forward here down the right hand side. Alexander-Arnold to take into Firmino now. Salah on the edge of the area, knocks it to Robertson. Robertson has to knock this in now, and it's a poor cross by him. Liverpool still have possession though, with Henderson the captain. And here's the cross coming in, another poor cross from Robertson. Not the crossing from Robertson has been very, very low from his own usual high standards this evening. The ball flicked on there by Fabinho. Again, another poor header. Liverpool running out of time and possibly running out of ideas here, as Sturridge now tries to get something going here. Sturridge, who saved Liverpool's skin against Chelsea earlier on in the season. The ball flicked in, and it just wouldn't drop here. It might drop for Alexander-Arnold. He's got there, but he can't cut the ball back. He was under a lot of pressure from the City defender. It was Sane, in fact, that got back and kept him out. Or Kyle Walker, I think. It's a throw to Liverpool now. We're inside the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. This game is going right to the wire now. It's all or nothing now. Can they get a point? Shaqiri now plays a ball in from the right hand side. Ederson was in 2 minds whether to stick or twist, and he came to twist and he got away with it. He fisted it away. Now Aguero on the break now for City, and he goes for Gorey trying to catch the goalkeeper off his line, trying to shoot inside his own area, and he shot right footed, but it was never going to be beating Ederson, and I think it was off target anyway. Liverpool launched the ball towards the City penalty area, and here's Henderson now on the left hand side. 90 seconds left of stoppage time. Is Liverpool's unbeaten run this season in the league about to come to an end here at the home of their nearest title rivals and current defending Premier League champions? Alisson now inside the City half, plays it back inside to Virgil van Dijk, hits the long ball forward. They could do with Van Dijk forward here, and a goal kick to City, and Virgil van Dijk is not happy. He thinks it should be a corner. We've got just under a minute to go now, and the game could well be up for Liverpool. They've had a great unbeaten start to the season, but is it about to come to an end at the home of their great title rivals, or their deadly title rivals and Premier League holders, may I add? 30 seconds of time added on, although the referee may well add some stoppage time on for time wasting. Ederson is taking his time over this, and maybe the referee needs to make a polite gesture towards the goalkeeper. We've got less than 15 seconds, potentially a normal stoppage time to go here. Liverpool might just get one last opportunity to save their unbeaten record. Might, I say. Here is the throw, and it's Alexander-Arnold out of play. City on the cusp of ending Liverpool's unbeaten league record, and Bernardo could end up in trouble there. I thought for a moment he might have caused a little bit of trouble. And Liverpool are getting frustrated here because the City fans will not release the ball. Surely the referee's got to add time on here. And the ball hooked forward. up towards Salah. Salah can't control it. Shaqiri in to win the next one. It's over. City have won. And Liverpool's unbeaten record has now gone. The final unbeaten record in the Premier League has now perished. 4 days in to the new year. And the gap is now down to 4 points. And now Liverpool have to now bounce back. They've got games coming up that are winnable, but they'll be disappointed. But at the end of the day, it is a fantastic performance by Manchester City. They had to battle, and they did, and the blue moon is shining over the Etihad tonight. Liverpool played really well themselves and were very unlucky on 3 occasions when they had efforts cleared off the line. One came off a City, came from a clearance from John Stones that hit his own goalkeeper and bounced away and almost crossed the line, was millimetres away. And then Salah had one kicked off the line, and I think Firmino had one kicked off the line. They did equalise through Firmino, but the goal from Leroy Sané decided the game, and Liverpool stayed top by 4 points. They could have gone to 9 points clear, but it's City's match, it's City's day. But Jurgen Klopp makes a gesture of going towards the Liverpool fans, patting the badge and saying keep the faith. It's still in Liverpool's hands, but Manchester City have stolen a march tonight, at least, on their deadly title rivals. It's all set up rather well now, this script, for the second half of the season. The Premier League obviously will take a break for a week or so now, because there's going to be abundance of FA Cup and League Cup games to come in the next 6 or 7 days. FA Cup action starts incidentally tomorrow with the game at Tranmere and Tottenham, and that'll be a tough test for Tottenham to go to Prenton Park, where a few years ago it was a graveyard for big name teams. But in the Premier League tonight, it's gone City's way. They rode their luck a bit. Goals from Aguero and Leroy Sané look like now it's going to be a real battle royale in the second half. It's going to be ebb and flow. They got a great standing ovation, the City players. They usually win games with a swagger, but no way at all did they win with a swagger tonight. They would Gillingham will win the FA Cup. I'm not sure about that, but you never know, though. Stranger things have happened. But it was a workmanlike, and sometimes that's the true sign of champions. They may not have been. I thought Liverpool just shaded in terms of the big chances created, but when it mattered most, they just didn't have the luck on their side, and City certainly did. So Liverpool succumbed to their first Premier League loss. We're going to try and stay on until at least about 10 o'clock tonight, and try and bring you to, well, just after 10 past 10, and see if we can get some interviews, because we need to hear some post-match interviews, I think, afterwards. But wow. Well, it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. It's been unbelievable. A great game of football, a great advert. This was really Liverpool's true test. And Manchester City, in fact, gained their first winning 5 Premier League meetings against Liverpool in all competitions. That includes cup games and Champions League. And well, Liverpool now, well, a little bit of soul searching to do. They've got a cup game against Wolves on Monday night to try and get back to winning ways, and I'm sure they'll make a few changes for that game, knowing that they've got a very big league game a week on Saturday. But that is a huge blow for Jurgen Klopp, but he's a very positive bloke. I want to know what happened really with the two managers. If we can get the interviews from both managers, that would be unbelievable. But at the moment, we'll stay by and see. But we'll probably get a few of the players and then just take it from there. But what a fantastic performance by Manchester City. It wasn't the swaggering Manchester City performance that we all come to expect week in, week out, really, from them. And they haven't been at their best during December. They've had defeats against Leicester. They've had a defeat at home to Crystal Palace. They've had a few very bad results. and yet when it matters in the big games, they still managed to pull out a result. So City moved to 50 points, Liverpool stay on 54. But the title race now just significantly getting in there, getting back into shape. And don't rule out Tottenham Hotspur at this moment in time. They could still put a run together and still cause an upset or two during the season. So anything could still happen in this game. ADM23 says, what a match. And I don't know who to give the man of the match to, quite honestly. There was a few deserving appraisals. We didn't. Russ says, sorry I didn't listen, JB, decided to watch the game. Fair enough. You can listen back, you know, Russ. It's not a bad one. Top class match. Love the great commentary, JB. Thank you very much indeed. It's been marvellous. And don't forget, the games keep coming up thick and fast. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you 5 outstanding cup games over the weekend, 3 on Saturday and another 2 on the Sunday, as well as the third round of the FA Cup starts with full swing. We can hear from John Stones and Vincent Kompany now, who are talking to Jess Reeves.
I'm not even worried about the result, to be honest. I'm absolutely buzzing with a tremendous performance. You know, we went toe-to-toe with a very physical, very aggressive for everything, if not more. The result is a result. Liverpool is still in their hands, but the performance was beyond anything I've ever witnessed today.
Where did that performance come from? Was it desire not to give up this title easily, to be determined to retain it?
It came from the guts. That's it. We said before, you know, the 12th man is more than just the fans. It's something from within. It's a desire. It's something that you can't describe. And today was there, and it made us a better team. We're a better team when we play with emotions.
John, it's fine margins. What was it like that moment in the first half? When it looked like you may have inadvertently put the ball in your own net off your own keeper?
Yeah, tried to just take everything, to be honest, because he was coming back to his own goal, and I spotted the opportunity, but gladly reacted quite quickly, and I've heard it's quite tight. So yeah.
1.1 centimetres.
Yeah, I'm happy it just didn't go over the line, to be honest. And
Great defending.
Yeah, played it off the line. You know, it's one of those things. I think it was. You see it all the time where a keeper shouted and defender comes and clears it, and I spotted the opportunity. He was coming back towards his goal, as I said, and tried to take him and the ball, but deflected off him, and just had to react quickly. And I think those sort of things in games can change games and realise what kind of situation you're in. In the first half we set a great tempo, moved the ball quickly and created some great chances, and we wanted to carry that on from first half into the second, and we showed that desire, like Vinny said.
Vinny, you showed desire. You made a tackle on Mo Salah. When the ref went to his pocket, were you concerned about the colour of the card?
No, I thought it was a great challenge. Was it not? All right. On the pitch, I felt, got the ball, a little bit of the man, but it wasn't naughty. Or I didn't try to injure him, that's for sure. I kind of, it was that or let him go through on goal, and the decision was made very quickly in my head.
Vinny mentioned the crowd. How good were they tonight? Because this stadium has been criticised previously for perhaps not being as loud as others.
I think everyone knew the magnitude of the game and wanted to get behind us, and I think they feel the same thing as us, the passion of that we're obviously in second position, and it was a massive game to get closer to Liverpool. And as I say, we're still fighting right to the end. It's still early doors. There's so many games to play, and as I said, the magnitude of the game tonight was everything, and everyone got behind us. We knew what we were playing for, and I think we showed that in the spirit of how we played and how we worked hard for each other. So unselfish.
Great stuff, boys. Well done.
Thank you.
Well said. Well, guts, said Sergio. Said Vincent Kompany. Russ has been on. He has been struggling a little bit with his throat, and he may well not be able to do it now. Don't apologise. It's just one of those things that just can't be helped. Hopefully Chris will be able to help me out with some of the commentaries this weekend, permitting one or two extra things. So don't worry, we'll still have some cup action for you this weekend. But what a day it has been in the Premier League, and a significant turnaround in the Premier League title race. 4 points now, the gap between Liverpool, who are still leading the title race. Don't forget, it was Leroy Sané's goal in the 18 minutes from the end that decided the whole issue in this game anyway. And well, it's going to be an interesting second half of the season. Still big games to come for both Liverpool and Manchester City, and they've got to play a resurgent Manchester United now. We're going great guns under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, so anything could still happen. There's going to be twists and turns. This game's not going to define where the trophy goes initially now, because obviously there's nothing. There's still a lot of twists and turns still to go in the season, and you'll hear every kick of Burnley's season and everyone else's season, the title race, here on this YouTube channel, and it's been a pleasure to bring it to you live. And the winning goal from Leroy Sané, 18 minutes from time, has brought the roof off this fantastic footballing venue. We're just waiting to hear from Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp before we leave you tonight. It's been, and then I'm going to go and watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So we'll hopefully be able to bring you those interviews before we leave you in a few minutes' time. But plenty of football coming up in the next few weeks on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Exciting times here in 2019. Let's hear from the losing manager Jurgen Klopp again with Jeff Reeves.
What's it about?
Oh yeah, it's all it was big pressure in the game. Very intense game. Both teams made of it. We were unlucky in our finishing moments. A bit more unlucky than City, I would say. So if you will compare the goal, Sané scores, and with the situation we had when Sadio, that's only we talk about an inch or so in close inside goal, and there's supposed to no goal. So that was, I would say, the main difference. Of course, they had periods where they dominated the game, but especially when we changed again in the second half, and everybody felt the intensity. Then we came back in the game. We had big chances. We had Mo with a brilliant save of Ederson, I would say. Then we had Bobby, I think, Ginny after set piece, all that stuff. So that there were the moments, of course. It's always like we say, if you have to score in those moments. It's quite difficult to defend him all the time. If you think about which kind of goal Aguero scored, there's no ankle. There's actually no ankle under the roof. So nice goal, and in the similar situation we didn't score today. So that's it. But I thought everybody could see why we have the points we have. We were in the game, were difficult to play. It was not our best game. It was not City's best game, because we both really made life difficult for the other team, and so at the end was in a few moments a bit hectic, but on both sides, and that can happen, of course. But I said already to the boys, that's completely okay. We were in the game. We could have drawn, we could have won it. That's how it is. Everybody saw that. Now we lost it. Yeah, that was clear. That will happen one time. That tonight is not nice, but not the biggest problem.
As if to underline how fine the margins are, it wasn't even inches, 1.2 centimetres. The ball wasn't over the line.
Look, you don't have to think about things like this. We lost the game. Why is at the end? But we can. There's one situation when I really like Vincent Kompany. I really like him, but how on earth is that not a red card? It's just that it's the last man, and he goes in like he goes in. If he hits the ball, he's out. He's out for the season. So only because Mo is in the air, but the kind of challenge is only because he knows Mo is that quick. So if he gets the ball, he's through. So he takes through. That's the situation. Of course, I don't say it's like it is. I mean, the situation like this. Sometimes the ref was for sure not easy for him. I don't know if he saw it. Like I saw it then after the game, especially. So these things, but it's all okay. We lost the game because they scored 2 and we scored 1. We take that, and now we carry on.
I've obviously not the result you were looking for, but did the game go as you expected it to in terms of they had periods where they were on top and you had periods as well?
Look, actually, our expectations of ourselves are pretty high. I think we can play better. I'm not 100% have to look it back. And we could have played today better, but it started not that well. We had two little balls which we lost, and so it was immediately hectic. You saw, when did you see that many balls, unforced errors, that the player shoots the ball out only because he constantly thought, well, three players are jumping, are coming on me, and that's what happens then if you, with the respect we both had for each other. But of course, in the future we can play better, or have to play better in games like this. But on the other hand side, it was a very intense game, and you have to be ready for that. So I'm really fine with that. You have to take the game like it is. You cannot always dominate. You can't always dominate it. Sometimes you really have to always learn from the game. And today it was very intense, and we were ready for that. That's good. A little bit more luck. Everybody saw that we could have scored as well. So then it's 2-2, and then for us, perfect result 2-1. It's not half that good, I would say.
Is it now all about the reaction after this first defeat?
How could I say that? If the boys so far did so outstandingly well, and tonight again, what kind of reaction do we want to see? That we strike back from what? So we lost at Manchester City. We have to show constantly that we are on top of our game. So, and now in 4 days I think it's FA Cup, and then a few days later is I think Brighton. So we will be ready for that 100%. So for tonight, it's like it is. The boys tried everything. We got nothing for it. That's how it is sometimes in life. But if you do all the time everything, you will get a lot for it. So just keep on going, and everything will be fine for us.
Thank you, Jürgen.
That's great.
Well, there we go. That was Jürgen Klopp. He's not happy with the challenge by Vincent Kompany in the first half after half an hour. And I have to say now, the more I look at that clip and the replay of that, I have to be honest, I think Vincent Kompany is very, very, very lucky, in my opinion, to be on the field, because it is such showing. And we saw Robbie Brady yesterday in the game at Huddersfield sent off for a sort of a scissors challenge, which wasn't necessarily a dangerous tackle. So it does show that Man City do get some of the big decisions from the referee, and Jürgen Klopp not happy, but he's a very philosopher. He's still shown a lot of good sportsmanship though in his interview there. But I do have a lot of sympathy for him there, and it is it must be very disheartening when that happens. But having said all that, City did battle well and won the game, and that's the important thing. But two key things that went against Liverpool tonight. Jess Reeves, I think he said 1.2 millimetres, and that was it. Not much in it there for that effort that was kicked off the line from Stones. And then was that a red card offence, the Kompany challenge? We're waiting to hear from Pep Guardiola before we leave you tonight. That's who we're waiting on at the moment, Pep, and we're going to bring you that interview with Pep if we can get it before we leave you tonight. It's been we've managed to get back on the festive football trail this week with your four full-length commentaries and matches, and now we're hoping to bring you Pep Guardiola in just a second or two. But John Stones had an eventful night as well. He was involved in this one here as the ball comes forward. It's Marnie with the shot, helped the post, then Stones tries to clear it, hits the keeper. Stones then rushes back and kicks it right off the line. It was Keystone Cops defending, but they got away with it, City. And I think when the luck goes for you, and I just felt at that point maybe it might not be Liverpool's evening here at that point, but you still feel. But it was like 1.1 millimetres in it there. It's just so close. Another 1 millimetres, and that's 1-0. Remember, the whole of the ball, I have to say, must cross the line. So there's the outcome. Aguero goal after 40 minutes. Firmino with the equaliser after 64. Sane 18 minutes from the end decided the game. Here's Pep Guardiola with Jess Reeves.
The outcome, did it so prove?
Well, yes. Yeah, the boxers, they made the difference, but the game was a real game for both sides, so we won an incredible team. So always you are in the feeling that they can score because the people from behind, they connect for the people in front amazingly, but we were outstanding from the first minute. And, happy to this victory, to reduce our gap against Liverpool and come back in the second position in the table, and okay, everything is open.
It worked for you, but going into the game, did you have to make some decisions, particularly in the left-back position?
We don't have the back. I have Zinchenko, but I didn't want to put a lot of pressure on this young guy against Salah, and we want to put more central defender with a little more experience. I know I make a huge compliment from Laporte to play in that position. Not easy for him against these strikers in a situation that is not used to play, but therefore for everybody, for Fernandinho, Sergio, for Bernardo, and everybody were outstanding.
You say, was it a fox in the box who got your first goal? There is very few players who can turn in such a tight space and score from an almost impossible angle.
Yeah, we need Sergio. This kind of games, the quality makes the difference, and Sergio have a special quality in that position. He has to win these kind of important games, and he did it all his career. And today, the first goal, the finishing was incredible.
Did you also show great desire as well once Liverpool got themselves back into the game?
Well, that's what happened. So they had the first clear chance. We were lucky in that position, in that situation. But after we play real good, and with 1-2 we create a lot of chances. So Liverpool don't concede a goal. 8 games in a run, the clean sheet. We score 2 and we create more. So the importance is we play with courage. We play in our game, making a process to build up. So aggressive in our pressing, knowing how complicated it is, because when you give a lot of space behind your back four, they are incredible fast. It always is dangerous, and that's why we make an incredible performance.
Tensions were running high. Did perhaps your passions spill over a little bit when you had a word with the fourth official and then the referee came and spoke to you?
Yeah, we take a chat, so apologize if it happened, but in that moment your tension is 100%, and we believe it's fault. He doesn't believe it's fault, of course it's the referee, but okay, forget about it.
More than 3 points tonight, what does this give you? Does this give you a massive psychological boost?
Well, losing today was almost done. The fact that it would be 10 points plus goal difference, 11 points, will be so difficult to turn this situation. But we cannot forget, still we are 4 points behind them, and they are the leaders. So we still have to fight a lot, but still, of course, they give us a lot of confidence, because the last 2 games we came back. You know what we were, because Fernandinho came back. We cannot forget we play many times in the last period with key players for us. So we play without Dino, without Kevin, without David Silva. So it's not easy for us, because it's for the personality, for the way, for our mechanisms, for everything. It's so important. But of course, it's going to be a plus extra for us to keep going. Now rest 3 days after the FA Cup, and going game by game.
Well done tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well, there we go. That's it now. That's Pep Guardiola. Just emotions got a bit to him there a bit before the end, but it's understandable in those circumstances. But what a game. It took a long while to come to the boil, but my goodness, when it did. It was fantastic and amazing stuff. So the Premier League now takes a week-long break. When we return a week on Saturday, but it's for the next weekend. It's all about the FA Cup, and we'll have at least 3 or 4 crucial games coming up in that particular competition. But thank you very much for joining us tonight for this big championship top of the league battle. It's been enjoyable, it's been emotional, and it's been great to have you all on board. Okay, don't forget 1 or 2 things too, just to let you know before we go. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, just hit that subscribe button. If you want to get notifications, hit the bell please, and you'll get first dibs on the live commentary games and any other content that the channel puts out. Also, we have the Facebook page for the JB Claret YouTube channel. That is at www.facebook.com/JB Claret. And that's it, really. Thank you very much. We'll see you at the weekend for the FA Cup third round. Should be an absolute thrilling weekend of non-stop attacking thrills of the FA Cup. The joys and the cup, it's always great to see. But for the Premier League, and from me anyway for tonight, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you again at the weekend for the FA Cup third round. From me, JB, enjoy your night. Good night.